Hello guys, this is Chen. Again, before I start the video, thank you for subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon. So today I want to talk about identity, one identity. Um, Before I became a real estate broker, I was a soldier. So I was a soldier in the army before. Um, at that time, I was happy being a soldier because that's my identity, and I feel right, wearing the new uniform. But after I finished my military service, then I got a real estate license. Although I had a real estate license, but for a long time, I wasn't I wasn't comfortable with my identity of being a real estate broker. So at the time, I have some perception, even myself, I had a perception of a realtor. Just like, people don't like used car salesman. But obviously, this is nothing against the used car salesman. Every profession, you have the good guys and the bad guys. So, but what I'm trying to get at is that whatever you do, you need to be okay with your identity. And whatever you do, who you are needs to align with that identity, and you need to be okay with it. So initially, I got my license, and I wasn't okay with my identity. I didn't even want to tell people that I'm a real estate broker, because I had this, even for myself, I have this negative perception of being a salesperson. So that's why I wasn't making any money, because I don't even want to say that I'm a real estate broker. So, so after a long time, after a while, then I finally kind of made sense of my profession, and come to enjoy being a real estate broker, and that is when I started to make money, and that becomes a great profession for me, because I enjoy everything, mostly, not everything, but most of the task that's involved in being a real estate broker. So it's very important that I became happy and I started making money, because I'm okay with my identity of being a real estate broker, and I like being a real estate broker. So I tell everybody about what I do, my business, how I can help them. So the number one thing I want to talk about is whatever you do, you have to be okay with that. You have to be aligned with that identity, and you have to be okay with it, right? So that's number one. Number two, at any given time, if you want to do well, you have to focus on that identity, right? I'm not talking about, I'm only talking about identity within the career, within your profession. So obviously, everyone has multiple identity across their life. For example, you can be a father, a mother, a volunteer, outside of your profession, right? But for your professional identity, you want to only keep one. I've seen people before that they try to make more money, so they try to be, everything they can. So I have seen realtors that are also real estate broker, that's also a insurance broker. If you are both a real estate broker and an insurance broker, there's no way that you can service all the client properly. Well, there's another way to do it correctly. If you have two different companies, that's a totally different story. Let's say if you have a real estate company and then you have an insurance company, then that's okay. Then if that's the case, then your identity would be no longer a real estate broker or insurance broker. Your identity would be a company CEO, right? So what I'm trying to get at is that if you want to do something well, if you want to be really good at it, you can only do one thing at a time, and you can only assume one identity at a time, right? Just look at all the other examples, right? Elon Musk, he is a CEO. He has multiple companies. He has a SpaceX. He has a Hyperloop. He has Tesla. Although he has multiple companies, but he still has one identity, which is a CEO, right? Technology CEO. Look at Warren Buffett, right? He has one identity. He's an investor. So there's many examples, right? Bill Clinton, he was a president. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was an actor, but later on he changed his identity to a governor, a politician. I mean, he did, once he became politician, he did dabble around to go back to shoot a couple film. But his primary identity still changed from being an actor to a politician. So this just goes to show you that if you really want to do something well, you cannot have multiple identity. If you're gonna have multiple identity, there's really no way for you to do it well. Let's look at it. That's even a spy, right? Even a spy, although they have multiple identity, but they still try very hard to hide the real identity, right? So if you want to be efficient, if you want to be successful, you can only have one identity. I mean, you can have money, but once you have money, it will be hard, right? So let's talk about somebody that has multiple identity. So right now, I'm a real estate broker, right? But I'm also being a real estate investor. But it gets a little bit hard at times because both operation requires my identity. So for example, when I first started in real estate, I used to work for General Electric. And although that job does not require me to go into the office, every day I was an auditor at the time. Every day I just audit a couple companies. After I'm done, then I go do real estate. But it was still stressful because, when I was working in the morning for General Electric, sometimes I would still get a phone call for a real estate related matter. So there can be a conflict of, because you have to juggle multiple tasks at one time. So as you can see, that becomes very difficult. So if you truly want to be efficient, if you truly want to do very well at what you do, it's almost impossible to have multiple professional identity. I mean, there are some people there, for example, let's say there's some real estate broker, they're also a band member in a rock band, but the band is not their profession, it's more like their hobby, right? So what I'm trying to get at is if you truly want to be successful, if you truly want to be effective, number one, you have to be okay with your identity, and your identity has to align with your personality, and you can truly have just one identity if you want to be efficient. There are some people that have multiple identity, but usually ends up becoming counterproductive. Okay, this is Chen, so that's all I want to share with you guys today. And subscribe to my channel and leave a comment and also click on the bell icon. Okay, until next time.